Survival gardening, 1 year of food. How I learned to grow enough to feed my family all year long. I remember the first time the idea of growing a full year of food hit me hard. What if the stores emptied out or prices went crazy? Could my backyard really keep us fed through every season? That thought pushed me to dive deep into survival gardening and figure out how to produce enough calories, nutrition, and variety to last 12 full months. It was not easy at first, but it became one of the most rewarding things I have ever done. If you are thinking about taking the same step, I am here to walk you through it like we are chatting over coffee in the garden. I started small because jumping straight into a massive plot felt overwhelming. Many people ask me how much space they actually need to grow food for one person or a family for an entire year. From my own experience and what I have seen working for others, you can make real progress with far less land than you might think. For fresh eating alone, around 100 square feet per person works well in a traditional row garden. When you factor in preserving and storing for the off-season, most folks aim for 200 to 400 square feet per person, or more if you want true self-sufficiency. Intensive methods like square foot gardening can shrink that down even further, but I prefer giving plants room to breathe, especially for those heavy calorie producers. The real secret I discovered is focusing on the right crops that deliver big calorie store easily and keep you nourished when fresh greens are scarce. Potatoes became my absolute favorite. They pack serious energy, grow in all kinds of soil, and 1 pound of seed potatoes can return 10 pounds or more at harvest. Sweet potatoes run a close second because they store for months and handle heat better in warmer spots like mine. Winter squash amazed me, too. Plant a few hills and you end up with fruits that sit happily in a cool corner for half the year or longer. Beans and dry legumes give you that important protein boost. And once dried, they last for years in jars. Do not forget the storage superstars like onions, garlic, carrots, beets, and cabbage. I cure my onions and garlic in the garage until the necks are tight and dry. Then move them to a dark, cool spot where they keep for 6 to 9 months or more. Root crops love a root cellar or even a buried bucket in the ground with straw for insulation. Cabbage turns into sauerkraut through simple fermentation, which adds gut healthy benefits and stretches the harvest beautifully. Planning for a full year means thinking in layers and seasons instead of one big summer explosion. I use succession planting, so I am always putting something new in the ground as soon as I pull the old. Cool season crops like kale, spinach, and peas go in early spring, and again in late summer for fall harvests. Warm season stars like tomatoes, beans, and squash take center stage in the heat. In colder months, I rely on hardy greens under row covers or in a simple hoop house. Perennials are my lazy gardener friends. Asparagus, rhubarb, and berry bushes give me food year after year with almost no extra work once they establish. Soil health became my obsession because weak dirt means weak results when you are counting on it for survival. I build mine with compost, manure, cover crops, and lots of mulch. Deep, fertile soil holds moisture better, fights pests naturally, and produces higher yields. If your ground is poor, start small and improve one bed at a time. Raised beds or containers work great if you have limited space or poor native soil. Even a sunny balcony or patio can contribute microgreens, sprouts, and herbs for fresh nutrition when nothing else is growing. Water is another big piece I learned the hard way. Consistent moisture matters more than huge daily dumps. Drip irrigation or soaker hoses save time and water while keeping leaves dry to prevent disease. Mulch helps lock that moisture in and cuts down on weeding, which is a huge time saver when you are managing a bigger survival plot. Once the harvest starts rolling in the next challenge, is preserving everything, so nothing goes to waste. I dry beans and herbs in a dehydrator, or even the sun on good days. Canning tomatoes, sauce, and pickles gives me shelf-stable meals ready to heat. Freezing works well for berries, greens, and some squash, but I try not to rely too heavily on electricity in case things get tricky. Root cellaring is my favorite low-tech method. A cool, dark basement corner, or even an old fridge bed in my Medina yard can hold potatoes, carrots, and apples for months. I also ferment a lot because it is simple and boosts nutrition. Sauerkraut from garden, cabbage, kimchi from radishes, and pickled beets all sit happily in the fridge or cool pantry for up to a year. Having a mix of fresh, stored, dried, canned, and fermented foods keeps the diet interesting, so we never get tired of eating the same thing day after day. Pests and weather taught me to stay flexible. I use companion planting like marigolds with tomatoes and nasturtiums to draw aphids away. Row covers protect tender seedlings from insects and unexpected frosts. Dive or seed tea in the garden helps too. If one crop struggles, others usually pick up the slack. Starting with heirloom seeds means I can save my own for the next year, which cuts costs and builds true independence. For beginners, I always say, start where you are. Maybe that means a few potato buckets on the patio or a small raised bed filled with salad, greens, and herbs. Learn one new skill each season, whether it is seed starting, preserving, or building better soil. Keep records of what worked and what flopped, because every garden and every climate is a little different. My first attempts produced way less than I hoped, but each year the yields grew as my soil improved and my timing got better. Living off your own survival garden brings a deep sense of peace and confidence. I sleep better knowing that no matter what happens outside my gate, I can step into the backyard and pull dinner straight from the earth. It saves money, boosts health, and reconnects me with the simple joy of growing food. The work is real, but the rewards taste so much sweeter than anything from a store shelf. If you are ready to build your own one-year food garden, begin by mapping your space, testing your soil, and picking 5 or 6 reliable crops to master first. Potatoes, beans, squash, onions, and a few greens will give you a strong foundation. Add more each season and watch your self-reliance grow right along with your plants. Garden in this way change how I see food and security. It can do the same for you if you take that first step and keep learning as you go. Your future self will thank you when the harvest fills the pantry and the table stays full all year long. This article is written to help you get started with practical survival gardening focused on producing and storing enough food for 12 months. Feel free to share your own experiences in the comments because we all learn faster together. Happy planting, and here is to a bountiful harvest that lasts.